Ayojo Aho Utifafa na mifome Avesi Mauni kwe mukrola Here safe Obuga Israel Ye Where's on Hashtag nobody Me Your mistakes are merely doggone it. Cut it too long talking to y'all. Your mistakes for me are merely OS updates. Yes, for me. Your mistakes are merely OS updates. This comes to you by way of current events, one pertaining to myself, the other pertaining to Sidonia, my wife. Yesterday, I was working on Mauli, my car, my vehicle, my truck. And I was changing I have changed, which reminds me I need to log the work I just did. But I changed the inner tie rods. And per usual, hit a little fork in the road, and a hour job became literally a 7-hour job, resulting in having to get up this morning and go to get a new tool that, we're in April, y'all? Yeah. Get a new tool that I was not aware of for the job, because the inner tie rod had stripped, not the tool, but the inner tie rod. So the rental tool that you get, the long tube, if you know anything about it, fellas, the little they have these little adapters of different sizes for the end of the tie rod, but it was slipping off. So no matter how hard I tried to torque it or turn it, I couldn't, because it's slipping off, because somebody had rounded the tie rod end itself. It's a Mopar tie rod, so it's factory. I just suppose somebody probably doing an alignment or something had over, stripped it or whatever. Here nor there. But overnight, I had to miss my last shift of work and wait till this morning to get that new tie rod tool, which worked wonders, by the way. I was done. I did both sides in like 30 minutes. And I was able to, roll on. Now, my wife this morning, she's probably like, she's gonna roll her eyes when I say this, but she locked herself out of her car. We've all done it. Stop it. We've all done it. She locked herself out of her car. I was incapacitated because I passed out after my 7-hour shift working on Mauli here. New tie rods left and right. All right. But phone call early in the morning, about 15 minutes before my alarm. You know how that goes. We pay for insurance, locksmith, got all that taken care of. Point is, she made a mistake. And then we started discussing a few things as adults do, like, things you can do to prevent, which is our family credo, Pepamsia. Proactive, not reactive. My point is, and she knows I've said this to her before, and you learn this as a mechanic, You start laughing when mistakes and things happen because they're going to happen. There's no avoiding it. But I was like, there's a bigger lesson for life here. Because I learned that over the years, every mistake I make, and I made a lot of them, I can't go into them, but these vehicles where, I've been in situations where it's like, seriously, once a car gets 10, 20 years, 15, 20 years old, you mess something up, you can't find the part for it. Stuff like that, coming that close to not having to ruining a vehicle. So when I work on these vehicles, I have to be accurate. I can't be playing around. That's your daily driver. These are your work vehicles. You gotta keep them on the road. But what I learned is every time I make a mistake, I know that it's just our Father showing me a new way. Hence the OS update. I got a plethora of tools now that most of you have no idea what they're for. Couldn't use them if I gave you $1 million. I got a plethora of tools, knowledge from all the mistakes I've made. Hear me? I've said this before. Especially when it comes to working on engines, what you learn in professionals, with anything being a professional, like basketball, for instance. Shout out to Mike Blev. I saw you today. Shout out to you, brother. Speaking of basketball legends. But, basketball is a game of mistakes, is how the old adage goes. But that's life. Whatever your profession is, what you learn is it's not about knowing how to do it or fix it. That's actually the lesser part. That doesn't make you the professional. It's actually about knowing how to fix it once you make the mistake. Which is essentially what an OS update is. Right? It's like, okay, there's a bug here, there's this, there's that. Let's send out this update so now that security patch or whatnot has fixed that. What's beautiful about it is you shouldn't make the same mistake. That's what the striving is for. But when you make a mistake, it's just life's way of updating your OS. It's not. I'll end it with my story from my mother, where she used to always tell me about when she came home crying about a relationship that was over to her father, my grandfather, Joe Southern, rest in peace. And she said to him, blah, 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 yakety smackety. He's just sitting there listening to her. And when she's done, he's like, "You done?" She's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What'd you learn?" That's where I come from, y'all. Like, hey, if you didn't learn anything from it, that's when you're the fool. So that goes in line with what I'm saying. Your mistakes are merely OS updates. Neo Miniaba. Try. Miniba. Piao.